Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of 5 Minutes with Phil. It is Thursday already. Wow, the week is flying by. I hope it's a good one for you. And thank you so much for joining us here today. I hope this is a blessing to you. Now, where did we leave off yesterday? We continue with our look at what are called the Beatitudes. And the Beatitudes are a series of statements that Jesus makes on the Sermon on the Mount right at the beginning. And he prefaces all these statements by saying, "Blessed are," and then he gives a reason for that. And so far we've unpacked quite a bit in the first three. Let's see what God might have to say to us today for the fourth Beatitude, and that is found in verse 6. So let's go there. You ready? Verse 6 of Matthew 5 tells us, "Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled." Now this one, I don't want to diminish any of the other Beatitudes, but this one is really, really important because it talks about our spiritual hunger and our spiritual thirst. We should hunger and thirst for righteousness, and then we will be filled. Now, here's the deal, okay? Each and every one of us, we have within us a hunger and a desire for God. Now, unfortunately, what happens with a number of people is that hunger and that desire will be targeted towards the wrong thing. And what it is, it's a cheap imitation for the things of God. And I'm sure as some of you hear this, you're thinking, well, he's talking about like sinful things like drugs, or becoming an alcoholic or so. And sure, that would be part of it. But that's not the only part of it, okay? Sometimes our hunger and our thirst for God gets replaced with a hunger and thirst for money, with a hunger and thirst for recognition. Sometimes we have a hunger and a thirst for things that on their own might be very, very good. But the problem is they've taken God's place in our lives. And I think Jesus is trying to remind us that, look, not only if you hunger and thirst for righteousness will you be filled, but you have to make sure that you're in hunger and thirst for the correct things. And you might say, well, I don't have a hunger and thirst for anything. Okay, listen to me, because this is important, okay? One of the telltale signs of a person physically not being healthy, so a person who is physically unhealthy, is when what? It's when they lose their appetite. It's when they stop eating, when they don't eat, when they don't nourish themselves. Now, let's take that to a spiritual level. If we find ourselves not feeding ourselves, not being hungry for the things of God, what happens? We become very spiritually unhealthy. And that could lead to other things, really bad choices, relationships that get messed up, all because we have no appetite for the things of God. So I want to encourage you, I want to challenge you today. First of all, get an appetite for God. Desire the things of God and get that hunger back if you've lost it. Because if you don't have that, you're spiritually unhealthy. But if your hunger and your thirst for God has been misdirected towards another thing or another person or some concept out there, can I challenge you to refocus your hunger towards the things of the Lord. And only then will you be filled. Only then will you be truly satisfied. Okay? Thanks for watching today. God bless you. Have a great day. Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.